Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome back to GavGoesIn. So just carrying on our next gen 50, which is the 50 best young players in Europe right now. Again, it's under the age of 21, I believe. I think the oldest might be 21 from the list that I'm working through. It might even be younger than that. It might even be 20. I'm not too sure. But again, a bit closer to home. You know, we're going to touch on a player at my club, Manchester United. A player that it's a tough one, really, because I think he's got the raw attributes in terms of bit of pace, bit of strength, which again in men's football is a lot different to what he was doing in youth football. I think he's got an eye for goal, but I'm more concerned about his overall play, and that's Denmark's Chido Obi. I think, obviously, again, Chido took the headlines for when he was playing for Arsenal under 18s, where he scored, I believe, 7 goals in one game in a 9-0 win, which took his tally to 24 goals in 7 appearances, which is mad, And again, his goal scoring exploits in under 18 football, was an absolute joke. I think he broke records there, if I'm right, And again, it looked like that Arsenal had a potential star of the future on their hands. And then when Man United managed to get him on a free transfer, it was like, I believe it was free transfer anyway, yeah. It was like, you know what? United had done well there to get a star. What I would say from what I've seen of Chido so far, I have my reservations if he's going to be a first-team regular, As I said, I think he's got an eye for goal. You can tell he's got very good movement as well for someone of that age. But I think he's someone that, unless he improves his link play, his touch, his overall technical ability, I don't see him lasting at Man United, because Man United, for me, being one of the best clubs in the world over the years, need to be having the very best in that position, And I have my reservations about Chido, if I'm honest, If I look at Chido in comparison to Rasmus Højlund, I think potentially he's better than Rasmus Højlund, which isn't hard because, again, Rasmus Højlund for me is poor, compatriot of Chido's as well. I know Chido's only young at 17 years of age and made his debut for United at 16 to become their youngest ever player. But I think, I'm not so sure. I think definitely men's football in comparison to under 18s and 23s, you can see Chido is finding a step up, a bit of a struggle, which again, he's only 17, which is normal. I mean, this is why people have to look at Lamine Yamal and just see what Yamal is doing at 17 and was doing it at 16. The guy's a freak of nature because at that age, you shouldn't be a key player for club and country, And for me, yeah, Chido definitely needs a loan move, definitely needs to experience more men's football before he can be considered a serious player for United in the first team, But again, I'm more concerned about what he has in terms of his natural attributes, the goal scoring, which is a positive, but his technical attributes in terms of his link play, his touch, I'm not so sure if he's got it. But again, he's still got a lot of room for progress. But whether that's at Man United, I'm not too sure, And this is the question that fans have to ask themselves: is he going to be someone that is going to be a regular player for United? I'm not too sure. So that's what I would say, guys. I think if we're looking at his first team appearances for United, I think he's got none in 7. But I think he scored 2 goals. I didn't see the goals in pre-season, I believe. At the end of the season, United went, I can't remember where they went abroad somewhere. And I think he got 2 goals in a pre-season friendly there. But if I'm honest with you, I'm not too sure about Chido at the moment. I'm not too sure. He has to show me a lot more to his game before I can invest in what he's all about. But again, he's got room for maneuver, a room for progress, should I say? And but a loan move for me is what he definitely needs, and we're gonna wait and see if that happens, But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Chido has a long-term future at Man United, Or do you think he's a player that United can flip for money, but get a buyback clause inserted into the contract or percentage of the sell-on? Let me know what you think, guys. Because again, I have my reservations about Chido. But make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel as well. And check out the playlist and let me know what you think on all the other players that I've done so far. So yeah, Next Gen 50, which is the best 50 young players in Europe. Let me know what you think, guys. Big up yourselves, and I'll catch you in a bit.